folks. So I was talking to God last night and, you know, trying to get his counsel on what I should be doing next. There's a lot going on, in my life personally. And it's part of the matrix of society which I have, excommunicated myself with from on some level. And I know he gives me strength because I know he's real, and his way and his strength is higher than man's or what man has put in place. So I was talking to God, and you know, I asked him to give me word when I should do a video or if I should do a video at all, because I've said enough and you're bearing witness, and it's gonna, you're gonna see things develop, and the proof is in the pudding. I don't have to try to fight, go back and forth with some of you people or try to convince you at this point. You're going to just see. And, if you don't believe, then you're just going to be a product of, what's dealt to you. But the Lord told me that today he would give me word. He would send word. And I know it was his word because, I went outside and it's a rainstorm going on. And two sparrows flew from out of nowhere. Two little sparrows flew through the rainstorm as it's pouring down and flew right at my feet. And literally, I'm standing on my porch, and these two little sparrows flew on my porch and literally came within inches of my foot and sat there. They weren't afraid of me or anything. Now, I know the nature goddess, and she normally sends word this way. But that was my sign to talk to you guys. That was the profound miracle of today, that, he told me he would send word, and he did. So now I'm talking to you about several things, and I asked him to touch my heart and, let you guys know certain things about what's going on. Now, last night he showed me some more visions. One of the visions was about the world at large and how many people in this world will not be saved, whether they think they're with God or not, or whether they're just ignorant or they're just in defiance of his name. They're not going to be saved because they've bought into that covet. And I try to give you an example about some of these things I'm dealing with. You have your taxes that man is imposing on you and stuff, and you think about all of the things that man has done in general. I'm talking about over centuries where man has taxed or enslaved people all over the world. Society has not thanked God for the ability to do those things, and because God allowed certain things to happen. But these people were worked and their backs were broken and they were not paid a wage or anything. So when you think about modern society, who has all of this great vast wealth and resources that they have taken from other people, and have not compensated those people on any level. I'm talking about anyone who's a slave in this society, which is most of you people. And that's the covet. The money is the covet, folks. I'm trying to get you guys to understand that money is not real. And when you make that your life, when you put that money above God, you're saying that no matter what, that money is going to save you. And that's why I was trying to explain to you, if God takes away all of your ability to have money, if he takes away, eliminates the suppressors or the forces that created that money, then what do you have? And I liken it to an example about Moses, like when Moses was led into the wilderness and the Pharaoh had sent, the guards to come get him or whatever, and Moses had a lot of hard nights and days. And just imagine if Moses had bowed down to the system and said, God, should I go back into, Egypt and try to get a job or try to, bow to the Pharaoh? And that would be silly, right? And I can, take that to present day for you guys and look at it from that perspective. If you're so confident about the system, or like YouTube or any of these systematic things that they hold reign over, God can take those things away. You not believing that is you saying, well, I make this much on my job, and and I can't do this or I can't do that. And you're still coveting to that money. You're not understanding that you're not trusting God. when God destroys, and he can show you, he's shown you great floods and everything, and you'll get these things right now, that he can take away your job. He can literally eliminate your job and all of the money that you coveted. So after the fact, once it's all destroyed, you can't go back to God and say, yeah, God, I'm with you, because you never trusted that God had the ability. That's why I kept asking you guys, do you believe he can bring the reckoning? Those of you who put more power into a government or any government anywhere around the world, whom has operated with the notions of their superiority, they have shown unfairness, injustice, all of the bad things that you see that are happening were created by them because of their selfishness. And a few narcissistic people and holding reins of power around the world are all in covered together. And so they give you little examples. You get your little, the Golden Globes or something, and they may speak out and say something when all of them are still in the cupboard. The person who spoke out was told to do that. You see what I'm saying? So it's like they're trying to write their own narratives when God knows everything. He knows he's holding the life of all of these people. And, you're not going to negotiate with God. That's what I keep trying to explain to you guys. I put my power in him. He is my power. That means if I have to walk away from the system, I trust that God will deliver me no matter what. And so he showed me this vision of the majority of the world. And he literally showed me this. Because in my vision, I saw all walks of life. I saw old, I saw rich, I saw poor, I saw government officials, police officers, I saw blacks, I saw whites, I saw Asians, I saw little kids, and they were all following me. And I was in a maze, and the maze was the world society, and I was trying to escape, and the heavens were there. And he also showed me that the heavens hoisted me up. So there's not going to be too many people who are going to go ahead with this because they don't trust God. They don't believe God can deliver them. Now, I'll make another video, but, I'll make this quick and we'll have to do a part 2 to this. But I'm trying to get you guys to reason something. The scientists and the theorists out there, who want to go out and investigate. Every day we get a news feed about atoms and what they discovered. And we saw this planet and there's life and water here and there. And what you're doing is you're looking for a way out when God holds the way out. He is the whole entire universe, but you're trying to not bow to his power. And that's why when he says you're going to be destroyed, you have no other recourse. There is no other way for you to get around that. You can't negotiate with God, right? Mother Earth is in charge of the earth. And I try to get you guys to see your arrogance about how you think you're going to stand on her surface and tell her the terms of how you're going to live. If you've suppressed and enslaved everybody, and you have all of the resources, which is literally her body. You're telling her you're just like a germ, a cold or something someone has. When you get a cold, you take cough syrup, right? Well, Mother Earth is sweeping you out because you're a germ to her. This is her body, her vessel. You don't have authority over her and her body. She decides if you get to stay here or not. You don't get to decide. And furthermore, going out into the heavens, you can do all the research you want. But you can't negotiate with God. I've looked at these feeds and you scientists talk about aliens and stuff. What is an alien? There are no such things of aliens. God has created the entire universe. Everything is in oneness with God, especially when you're talking about higher reality in the heavens. All of the worlds that you see, yes, there are societies on these worlds. But what makes you believe that you're going to go to these worlds? Or what makes you believe that you'll be able to go there or be welcome? Mother Earth does not even like you here. That's why she's getting rid of you. You have to go through God and fix something in your hearts before you're able to travel or do anything or move in these spaces. So you looking for this or looking for that or trying to discover this, God is watching you do all of this stuff. You don't have power over him. Now, the demoniacs are the people who are doing this stuff because somehow they figure they're going to cheat God and get around him. Okay? Aliens don't exist. That mindset is how you operate on this planet. This is why you have racism and, caste systems and all the foolishness because you see yourselves as different from something else. Mother Earth is holding your entire world reality. She's maintaining it. And you don't have authority over that. So when you see yourselves as separate, you have to understand that she's one with the heavens. You know, they operate on a certain level. And I have seen these worlds, folks. I have seen the heavenly worlds. I have seen the society on the sun. I have seen the society on the moon. What makes you believe you're going to be welcome there when you're not even welcome here? You have bad hearts, folks. They don't operate like you operate. There is no money system. There is no slavery or no caste system. You don't get this. So what makes you think you're going to enslave and kill people for thousands of years and do whatever you want? Then you think that you're going to go to some other world and you're going to their world. Think about how territorial you are down here. You're like, you having wars right now behind this shit. So what makes you believe that you're going to spring your ass somewhere else without getting destroyed? You're not welcome. That's the whole point. You're not welcome on these worlds anywhere. God is not going to allow you to leave this earth because you'll be destroyed here so a new day can come. Now, I'll do a second video because I don't really have a lot of time. And, you know, it doesn't seem like you guys understand the evil nature of yourselves. You haven't done enough introspection of your own souls and what this is all about. You view everything from a technical lens about, you know, resources and stuff. We're going to try to do this or that. And God provided you those resources. And when he did, you took those because you're narcissists and you hoarded those things and decided who should get what. And that's unfair. And your hearts are like that. It breaks down into jobs and all of these things. That's why all of this stuff is going to be done away with, because it all goes back to money. So when you hold on to your jobs and you say, and you don't believe that God is greater than your job, that means who made your job? Or what is it based on? It's based on money. You see what I'm saying? You're coveting that money. You're making that money your God. It's your everything when it's not really true. Nowhere else in the universe do they operate like this. Why would you think that you will be allowed on some other world or go into some other spatial place of reality when you haven't fixed your hearts or got right with God? You have to solve that thing first. And those of you with the vibration, there are a few people who know this. It's a small group of you, because most of you are naysayers and doubters and skeptics to who I am. I'm giving you a message and you're spending your time trying to everything but trying to find God. You're trying to tell me what I'm not, or wow, or saying stupid stuff. So as you're watching these things unfold, you'll be swept out too, because I'm literally with Mother Earth right now. I'm with her every day. So if you don't appreciate or recognize that, you're not going to be welcome. It doesn't matter what you think. I'm not interested in trying to win you over on any level, because you're going to bear witness. I told you, you are. God has the authority, folks. Okay? Now I'm going to do a part 2 because I don't have a lot of time right now on this video, and there'll be a follow-up very quickly to this one. And we're going to get into some other things, because I was talking to, you know, the great ones, and there's some more that we have to discuss for your education. You know, but understand that God is in charge of everything. If you're having a war, he's allowing you to have it. He will take a thorn and remove a thorn and then discard all of the thorns. You understand what I'm saying to you? You're toxic to the rest of society. You're not going to be able to hold on to something that has hurt and suppressed other people for generations. I'm talking about thousands of years. You people who are saying that I'm false, what do you say about the real actual leaders in your material reality that are suppressing and killing people? You don't have anything to say about these people. Yet you're telling me, and I'm telling you, a better day is here, and you're trying to fight and dispute me. So we'll be back in a part 2 in a few minutes, and I'll finish this up. And we'll be talking soon.